Merry Christmas, Deutschland. We're not doing a Christmas episode today at all.
Ho. Kind of look like it. I got my Santa shirt on.
You were not Santa Claus. Mrs. Claus? I don't know.
Could you go with Mrs. Claus?
Hey, do you guys say Santa Claus? Or do you say something like Father Christmas like the UK?
Might be Father Christmas.
We don't know. But yeah, we're not doing a Christmas episode today. But it's December, so it still counts. Anyway, thanks for being here today at the Natasha and Debbie show.
If you like today's episode, please go ahead and hit that like button and also consider subscribing.
We'd love to have you, and it's free to subscribe. So today we wanted to check out what it would be like to live, even just for a day, in Germany.
What's your daily life like?
Yeah, and how's it different than here? Other than speaking
different.
German, if you speak German.
True, that would be a huge difference.
I want to learn how to speak
For
German,
us.
but I don't think I can.
It's hard to learn a new language.
Especially if your name's Natasha. I'm not good at it. So this video comes from my Merry Messy German Life. And we've done one other video of theirs that was really actually very interesting. We learned a lot. And this is called what, hon?
This is called Life in Germany versus the USA. How our daily lives have changed.
So we saw this title, we're both like, yes, please. We want to know.
How has it changed?
How has it changed, in fact?
What is that different?
Yeah. So
if anything.
I'm sure partly learning some German words would be helpful in the food, which we happen to know. And you know, if you know us, we love German food.
Absolutely, we do.
A lot.
Still looking for that pork knuckle, though.
We found the pork knuckle.
We found it, but we need to have it.
We want to know if you want us to try that on camera. So let us know. Anyway, enough of this talking. We want to know, what is life like in a different way there? What did I just say? How is life different in Germany versus America? That's what I meant to say.
Here are 10 ways that our lives have changed since we moved to Germany.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. I'm Sarah of MyMerryMessyLife.com, and this is...
Hey, I'm Kevin.
My
Hi, Sarah
husband.
and Kevin.
And as many of you know, we are a family of 6 and we moved to Germany in February.
7 with a cat.
I include the cat.
A family of 6 with a cat who moved to Germany in February of 2021 from the US, from America, and we're just sharing our adventures with you and how our lives have changed and that kind of thing. So a big reason we wanted to move back to Europe, we used to live in France, was for the lifestyle change. The daily life is a lot different here than in the US, so we're going to share with you how our daily lives are different. And again, this may vary depending on where Germans live. The way we're living may not necessarily be how all Germans are living, right?
Is that part of daily life?
Having loads of ice cream for Debbie?
Ice cream? I mean, we've already had the spaghetti ice.
Oh, that's so
fabulous.
Good. If you missed our video, we made
We made it.
Authentic.
And we will be making that again this coming summer.
Oh, yeah, we will.
I don't even think we need to wait that long.
I think we do. I don't like having cold stuff in cold weather.
I think we should have it for Christmas Eve.
I know where Americans live. I mean, there's things that we didn't have when we lived in Georgia that some Americans have, you know. It's just, it's just how our lives have changed in this journey of ours.
Right. So we're not saying that all Americans do things a certain way or all Germans do things a certain way.
I appreciate them saying that.
Lots of variations in both countries.
So the first one is we're not dependent on our car in the same way we were. Well,
that's a big
one.
We
still don't have a car.
That's also huge, and that's beautiful.
So
we depend on no car.
Right. So we've lived our lives independent of a car, which is quite amazing for most Americans. I guess unless you live in the middle of a city, there's plenty of folks that don't have cars.
Right.
But we don't live in the middle of the city, and we don't have a car.
We live in the countryside.
Right.
With no car.
So, you know,
living in the countryside with no car boggles my American mind. What the hell are you talking about? How is that even possible?
A lot of bicycle riding.
Well, because everything's close, though. But see, the country in America, that's stuff that's like miles and miles apart from each other. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't get anywhere on... No.
I have a client that's from Germany, and she spends a few months over there during the summer, and she just got back not long ago. And I always ask her how her trip went. And she said it's the first time she's driven a car in months when she got back here, because when she's in Germany, they don't drive. They ride their bikes.
Except for the Autobahn.
Into town to get their supplies, and they go back to the house.
And that's very different from here.
We've taken the train a couple times. It was the first time ever that our daughter had taken the train.
I've never been on a train like that.
We've ridden the subway a couple times in Atlanta with the boys, but they don't even remember. It was so long ago. So that's really cool. You know, every time we're downtown and you hear the ding, ding, ding of the train signals, the kids always want to stop and watch the train. So, you know, we've taken the train to nearby towns. You know, that I think, you know, will still continue to some degree even when we get a car. You know, it's nice to not have to always drive the car around everywhere.
Number two, another way our lives have changed is we go to the bakery nearly every single day.
Well, go to the bakery at all. When's the last time in America you went to a store that was only a bakery?
Never.
Yeah. Okay. We never went to a bakery. Yeah.
For donuts. That's the only time.
Oh, that's different.
I know.
But it's not a bakery though. It's just
True,
a
it's not a
donut
roll of
store.
bread.
That doesn't count, Debbie.
You're right.
Although donuts are kind of my version of Debbie's obsession
You're right,
with
you're
ice
right.
cream. I want to go
in
to a
the
bakery.
US. And now we go nearly every single day. And we have this one favorite in town. Is it called Kreidel, right? Kreidel? Anyway, Krei, I believe. So it'd be Kreidel.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, it's this cute little bakery. We love it. And we get Mischbrot. And for you Germans, do you like Mischbrot like us? I believe that means it's a mixture of whole wheat and white.
Mixture of something.
Nice.
I'm not sure what all.
Yeah, it's a mixture bread.
It almost
That's all we know.
tastes like a little rye or pumpernickel or something in there. But I don't. Who knows?
Wonderful
good.
flavor.
And
We
it's
love
like,
it. We
you
get
know,
the big one, the grossest.
Yeah, we just picked it by rent. You know,
Holy
the
crap.
first time I got it, I was like, "Hey, that looks
Nice.
like a loaf of bread. I'll try that one." You
Yeah.
know? So the first couple of days, we just tried a bunch of
I
different
want that.
ones, and that's the one we settled
I
on.
always
It's our
want
family
stuff in
favorite.
videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then every Sunday we like to go to the bakery. Kevin goes and takes one of the kids usually, or two of the kids, and gets panos.
Chocolate croissants.
Yeah, chocolate croissants.
I've had those. Are great.
And we have those on Sunday morning, so it's really yummy, a nice fun tradition that we've started. We also heard that other Germans do this tradition, but then I've been told on Instagram that no Germans do this tradition. So I've been told by some Germans, yes, we do this.
No, like, didn't they say that they went to the bakery on Sunday, but aren't places closed on Sunday?
In a previous video we saw, she also said that this depends where you live. Like, you know,
True.
that was a different video we
Okay.
watched. So it
Okay.
always depends where you live, right? It doesn't mean that they went to the bakery on Sunday. They could have got it on Saturday. I don't know. Because their stuff stays fresh.
Yes, I agree. It probably does stay super fresh.
This every Sunday, and others say no. So obviously there's variations
See?
going on.
What'd she just say?
No Germans do this tradition. So I've been told by some Germans, yes, we do this every Sunday, and others
Oh,
say
that's
no.
so
So
doing
obviously there's
the chocolate croissant.
variations going on. But that is a typical European thing, is to start your breakfast with bread. There's so many good bakeries in Europe. Anyway, so we go to the bakery nearly every single day, and we love German bread.
Yep.
And Germany
We
is
hear about
actually
it
not as known
often.
for their bread like other countries are. So for those of you who are outside of Germany, just know that if you ever travel here, definitely go to the German bakeries. They have excellent
we
bread here,
will.
just like France does, just like Italy does.
Very, very underrated in Germany.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
underrated.
Okay, so what type of bread we talk in Germany? What's your favorite bread in the comments? Let us know. In Germany, what kind of bread, they're doing this now too while I don't bother anybody. What kind of bread should these Americans get when we come to Germany? Please let us know. And what is your favorite bread? What's the most popular bread? What's the one to avoid?
Oh, that's the best.
I have bread questions. I've been hearing about German bread since we started doing Germany
We
stuff.
have.
And yet I have not had it.
Hey, I love the pretzel, so I'm down. That's
I do love the pretzels.
Mm.
Pretzels are freaking fantastic.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
It's great bread.
It's not just sausages and beer here.
It's
You
bread
know, you definitely
and
want
pretzels.
to eat the bread.
And
So
schnitzels.
number 3, just like we go to the bakery every day, we almost every day go to the grocery store.
Every
that's
day?
kind of linked with not having a car, so you can only bring home what you can carry and what you can carry up the hill getting back to our house.
Well, that would be why.
Oh gosh.
So
Yes.
So yeah, we go to the grocery store quite often, and I think we're probably eating a lot more fresh fruits and vegetables. We ate a lot of frozen before, we had our big giant freezer and we just filled up with tons of frozen vegetables. And because we only went to the grocery store once a week, the fresh vegetables wouldn't keep. So, we're eating a lot more actually fresh fruit.
So since we're just a family of 2, so I can understand why they do that. And a lot of families that have larger families in America will do that. but we don't really buy frozen. We buy fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't go every day. Like every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, about every
And-
3 days.
Because obviously I get what they're saying. And
Mhm.
I get that, especially with a family that large. Yeah. You would have to go
Absolutely.
every day, but I could not imagine going every single day.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I wouldn't want to do that every day.
Fruits and vegetables, I think, now than we used
so
to.
it's better.
I mean, it's a side effect. It's not like intentional or anything.
And it's also because our fridge and our freezer are much smaller here.
Yeah.
So we have less space to store things. But it's been totally fine. It's not been a problem
Yeah, that's
to
small.
go more often to the grocery store because honestly, that helps us get our step count.
That's small.
Okay.
Kevin and I are always
And-
keeping
That way you can
track
eat
of
more
our
bread.
steps.
And Ella is always asking, she said, I want to go into town.
Yes.
She's always saying that all the time. I want to go into town. I want to go into town. So
Yes.
take her with us and she gets her little shopping cart and it's a fun time.
Number 4, in the U.S., the kids always took the bus to school. They all deal with
Bikes?
bus sickness and car sickness, so that wasn't always a fun thing for them, though
That
they loved
sucks.
being with their friends on the bus. They did like the bus, but they didn't like the car sickness, the bus sickness that came with it. Now
Never
in
had that.
Germany, when the kids are in school, they walk or ride their bicycles to school. And that's been
That's
really
nice.
cool. Once we
Yeah,
have
not
a car,
a couple
we'll
episodes
probably
ago.
drive them when it's pouring down rain and when it's pouring snow.
They
Okay,
can make it.
whatever.
They can make it.
I would drive them.
Although I guess, once our oldest gets into Realschule or Gymnasium, once he goes to, gets through elementary school, there aren't those schools in our town. So he'll take the bus or the train or something probably
Yeah, true.
Okay.
to get to school.
Once you
for
get to
that.
5th grade, you're usually, if you're in a small
No
town,
one told us
you're
that in the
usually
last
leaving
video
that
we
town
watched
to
on
go
this.
to another school for middle school and high school. So,
Okay.
yeah, Gabriel will be taking the bus next year.
That makes sense.
But for now, we can walk and ride the
I would
bicycles
have loved to
to
ride
school,
my
and
bike
it's
to school.
really cool.
It's
Yeah.
too far though.
So number 5 is especially important for Sarah. It's working on all the clothes washing and drying, and the whole routine of not having a dryer, has to figure out where to put things, and I guess you're doing laundry a little more frequently even than maybe
Oh,
than
you would hate that.
used to before. Just trying to adjust to life without a dryer.
Yeah, drying the
If you
clothes.
watched our last video, you know that we already talked about not having a dryer and how we hang up all our clothes to dry. Now, I was told by quite a few Germans that there's been studies conducted that show about 40% of Germans have dryers.
Oh, wow.
60% do not. Some of them said it was more like 50-50. And from
Somewhere
the
in that
comments,
order of magnitude.
yes. And the comments reflected that. About half of you said, I don't have a dryer, don't want one, don't need one, don't like them. And the other half said, I do have a dryer. And the people who do have dryers, I noticed in the comments from last week's video, were saying that they use the dryer only for drying sheets and towels and the occasional, shirts and pants that take a long time to dry. So I was like,
Interesting.
okay, that was really interesting to know. So
Yeah,
I
nice.
actually might end up getting a dryer now that I never thought, I could just use it occasionally. I don't know why I didn't.
Do you not use it? Okay. So do you put stuff outside in the wintertime? And how long does that take to dry?
We're hanging inside.
Yeah, it's true. By like a furnace or something, maybe. I'm assuming you don't put it outside in the winter. My grandmother and my mom used to put a lot of our stuff outside on clotheslines.
My mom used to with our stuff.
Yeah. And I love the smell of my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the smell of my clothes being dried outside in the fresh sun. And
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing different than that. Then I got allergies. And I no longer liked the smell of that anymore because it would just make me
Exactly.
sneeze my ass off.
Mhm.
So that would be why we do not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a dryer. So yeah, I can't hang with it because I have horrible allergies.
Yeah, you do.
Really think of that until you left us all your comments. So that was really helpful. So just because we don't have a dryer doesn't mean it's not a thing in Germany
Understood.
to not have a dryer. There are many Germans who have dryers.
So number 6 is speaking a new language. That one's kind of obvious, I guess. You move to a new country,
That is.
I knew that was
and
coming.
there's a new language. But,
But how do you
it's,
do that?
It's always work. You got to figure out. Well, yeah, and
Every
I'm
single day.
Yeah, like I'm starting to get past the every time I go somewhere, I plan out a script in my head.
I would do that.
That
Google
would be me.
Translate
Yeah.
and get your little script ready. Just starting to maybe get to the point where I can start to wing it sometimes.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's it really expands your mind and makes you think and makes
that's
you
true.
appreciate anybody that has moved from
Yeah.
one place out of their comfort zone into a place that
Yeah.
that is unfamiliar.
Agreed.
So yeah, it's a really great experience.
Yeah, and I always think about, now that we're parents, living with children, abroad, and how much harder it has been for me this time around to learn the language, because I've been having to do so much work to take care of the family and get my children adjusted. And I myself have not been able to pour the time and energy into learning German that I was originally hoping to do. So I just wanted that to be something that people know. Like when you see immigrants in your country from wherever you're watching from, have grace for them, especially if they can't speak your language yet. If they are parents, or if they are people who don't have a lot of money and can't afford classes to learn your language, or are struggling to find ways to learn your language, have grace with these people, because it is not easy to learn a language right away. And it may not be because the person is refusing to learn your language. They just may be having a really hard time because they've got a lot going on at home, especially if they are a parent who's trying to help their children thrive and adjust to a new culture and language. Because as parents, we always put our kids first. So I'm making sure my kids can speak German first, because they're the ones in school every day, and they're the ones who really need to understand another language. And
they can teach you later.
That's how I'm seeing it.
They can translate for you.
I'm learning along with them, but anyway, my point is, have grace for the immigrants in your countries who don't speak your language. They probably have a very good reason, or they may be in the process of learning and just can't fully speak it yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many times I go somewhere and I'm speaking with my little 2-year-old baby German.
Oh yeah,
and the people are so nice, and they just sit there and they're patient, and then they just start talking in English.
Yes.
Nice.
They're like, oh, it's so painful. Listen to this guy flop around.
You say "wir sind neu hier" anymore. We know you're new. Your accent is so strong.
Oh, but it's great. We've had so many wonderful people here. So patient
we've not had any problems at all with people being patient. They've been
very nice to know that.
We thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, number 7 is that we regularly go on hikes and walks, and we're always exercising. It's a rare day that either Kevin or I doesn't get our 10,000 steps in. Very rare, and we love that we're much more active, and you can sort of just feel the energy here. Like every time I look out the window, somebody is walking down the street. You can see men and women walking to work with their backpacks on and their rain gear or snow gear, walking to work. I see them walking to work downtown. You see men and women riding their bicycles to work. You see kids walking to school. And then, we've had vacation the past 2 weeks, and you still see people out walking. No matter what the temperature is, whether it's snowing or raining, there's always somebody out walking or riding their bike.
I'm going to defend my fellow countrymen and women, because we hear this a lot in different videos from every country we look at. Oh, we walk more, or other countries walk more and hike, and Americans stay inside. No. And again, and she said at the beginning, it's different in different places where you live, right? So in New York City, you're going to be doing a lot of hiking, not in the nature, but you're getting a lot of steps in walking throughout the city. And people in the country areas, the rural areas, are going to be doing a lot of stuff around their properties, like their 50-acre farms, right? But people like where we live, our neighborhood's a small neighborhood, but it's a nice neighborhood. And again, there's no bus service for the kids. They walk to school, take their bikes, whatever they do. They don't have a bus service. And we always have people in our neighborhood walking, no matter what the seasons are, with their dogs, with their families. They're
running, walking, biking.
Yeah, running. There's a lot of runners.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of people that are very active. I think it's in different, it just depends where you live, what type of neighborhood you live in.
Very true.
What area you're at, that some Americans, you're going to not see them out.
And so you just feel, I don't know, for me, I'm much more excited to get outside because I see other people doing it.
Yeah.
And in Georgia where we lived, now this isn't all over America, but where we lived in the suburbs, nobody walks or rides their bikes anywhere. It's dangerous to do so, and everything is so far apart you couldn't anyway.
Well, especially where we lived. We lived in, there were 2-acre lots, big lots, and there's a lot of space between, and there was no sidewalk on the side.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be dangerous.
So that's just sort of like an important corollary to this number 7 is just being in the neighborhood. And, all the houses are much closer when we walk around, and we've met our neighbors by walking around. You walk past, 10 million times in a week, and you just, get to know them, and you just get to say hi. And so for us, that's been a really great way for us to connect with the
Yeah,
neighbors.
that is good.
Become part of the community.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And number 8 is airing out our house. I guess the main
We learned about
difference
this
is,
before.
There's no central air or no central air conditioning or central heating, where you've got forced air moving through
Right.
your house.
Air.
So you gotta open up the windows and let the air in. You're especially sensitive
cool
to mold,
window.
so we need to make sure we keep that mold
There's some
away.
cool
So
shutters.
we're getting that habit every morning.
Shutters
Open
look
up
like they actually
open
work.
up the windows and let some air in for a while, and it does keep it nice and fresh and clean. It is kind of nice in a way.
Yeah, and I used to be like, coming from Georgia, it was so hot and warm there, and I didn't like the cold. And I was really afraid of coming here and having
I could see
to
that
air
from
out
Georgia.
the house and get cold and stuff. And now I've gotten so acclimated to the cold in just the month and a half that we've lived here.
Oh, wow. This is just
that
a
I
month and
don't
a half
even
in.
mind
Okay, I didn't know that.
Wow.
fresh air flowing through the house,
It's
even
beautiful
though it's
home.
cold. I've just gotten used to it. But if you do a quick Google search on Germans airing out their homes, you'll see a ton of articles on how Germans love to have their homes fresh and
We used to air out our house when I was a kid, though, all the time. And then you and I do it every now and then, not all that often, but we do it every now and then.
Yeah.
Just because I don't
Spring,
want
summer,
the old,
fall.
I don't want all the old air in here. It's just gross. It's like
It is good to get some fresh air
yeah.
in.
There are times I can't because of allergies.
Yeah. If her allergies are bad, there's no opening a window.
How are the allergies for sufferers in Germany? Let us know.
Good
Because
question.
usually when there's so much beauty in nature like that,
Mm-hmm.
Natasha can't go look at it because Natasha's sneezing her butt off.
That's true.
So I wonder, would I die there? Never thought of that one.
aired out, and they like to hang their clothes out to dry in the sun because it's so fresh and smells so good, and they really love fresh air. Number 9 is, of course, we are eating different food than we did in the U.S.
Good
and that's
German food.
obvious.
That looks great.
But, Germans and Americans do have a lot of foods in common.
Yeah.
America does eat a lot of sausages and beef and
Aw,
meat-heavy
Debbie.
things.
kid after my heart.
Just like Germany does. And we eat a lot of potato products and stuff in America.
Mm.
So it hasn't been like a huge change in food. But I definitely try to buy new things at the grocery store each time we go and
That looks
try them
great.
out. And I ask on Instagram, what is this and how do I use it? And I
Smart.
love the comments I get. You give me some great recipes and ways to use different things.
We want some recipes.
Like we've already found out that the kids'
Yes,
favorite
please.
food, which is a lot of German kids' favorite food, is schnitzel.
Schnitzel's
and
my favorite food.
Kartoffelnudeln. And schnitzel is basically just fried pork
It's
or
great.
fried chicken.
Mhm.
Love
Who
it.
doesn't like that,
Turkey. Right. We all like that.
I love that.
So yeah,
Exactly.
now we've got
I want
schnitzel
some
night.
now.
Yeah. Every
We
week
had
now.
we,
do
we had
schnitzel
pizza
night.
night, and we brought pizza night with us from America. Now we got
Yeah.
schnitzel night.
Yeah.
Hey, America, keep your pizza night. I'm going out for schnitzel night.
Hey,
The hell
I
with
know, you're all
pizza.
down for schnitzel
Yeah.
night.
Keep the pizza. Pizza or schnitzel in the comments. I want to know. You're pizza, aren't you? It's okay. Be honest. Yes, you
know,
are.
I would just alternate.
No, you have to pick one or the other right now. You
Alternate.
just play the game with me.
I'll have
Don't take her pizza
schnitzel
away.
pizza. That should be a thing.
We might have just created a new dish. We also might not have.
And we brought pizza night with us from America. Now we got
Yeah.
schnitzel night.
Yeah. And we
Let's
get
go with taco night.
good pizza from the
tacos,
Turkish
though.
family
I love
that
tacos.
owns the pizza and kebab place down the street. So we get to get really yummy pizza from them.
Now I am also excited. I ordered a barbecue grill, basically the same type of barbecue grill I had in America. So I am excited to get that and so we make some hometown favorites. But it's great. I love going to grocery store and just trying, like you said, trying new stuff. I always joke, when you move to a new country and you don't speak the language and can't read, you only buy things at the grocery store that have pictures on the packaging.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yes. I do get out my phone and do Google Translate though, and because
Yes.
I had to get
It's helpful.
natron, get baking soda, and backpulver
Mhm.
to make an Osterlam Kuchen, and
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen to you. You just pick stuff. One time when I was living in France and went to a restaurant and just like, I'll try this. I've never seen that word before. Well, we'll try it.
I would
And,
be too scared to do that.
Turned out it was kidneys. So, all right, and
You would die.
It was funny because my buddy was next to me. He's American too, and he didn't give me the heads up. He knew what it was, and he kept that to himself. He let me walk the
That's
plank on my
funny.
own. So
that's a good one.
But it's great, you know. It's always an adventure when you're trying new stuff, and sometimes you hit on stuff that you've never really had before, and it's just awesome. So it's
I agree.
Really
I
cool.
want to do that.
Yeah, and we probably would be trying a whole lot more German food if restaurants were open.
Yeah,
But with the coronavirus, of course,
Oh, this is COVID
no
times.
restaurants
Okay.
have been open since we moved here,
That
and that's
sucks.
really a shame. Though we could be getting takeout, but we just I don't know. I just keep forgetting. Honestly, I don't. I'd much rather be in the restaurant. You know, we can practice our German and get, you know, more German culture. And so I'm really looking forward to when restaurants open up again.
I'm looking forward to going to a
And then
German
number 10
restaurant too.
is we had to invest in snow gear for our kids and for
Oh
us.
yeah, you would, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, of course, there is snow in America. Ask any Minnesotan; they know
Yeah,
for sure
there
there's
is.
plenty of snow. But
Colorado.
for us, there
There's
really
plenty of
wasn't.
places in the U.S.
You know,
that snow.
so we came and we had some jackets, but we didn't have any snow pants and no snow boots for the
snow
kids.
I didn't realize they came from Georgia.
Right.
Because Georgia in the U.S., that's a hot, humid location. Now, we live in Cincinnati, okay, in Ohio, and
We're
Midwest.
hot, humid, and we're cold.
Yeah, we are very cold in here, and we were minus 12 Celsius just the other day. But we also get up to the upper 30s, mid 30s in the summer
Yes.
Celsius with very high humidity.
Gloves.
And no snow gloves. So we had to stock
That's
up on
beautiful.
that, and we've had some good weather that was, you know, nice and toasty warm these last couple weeks, and then bam, we got another snap, and we got, you know, a good 10 centimeters of snow out there again. So
Yep. Right now there's snow outside.
so we've definitely
a lot.
gotten use out of our snow
Beautiful.
gear. So that's great.
Yeah, and we've had 3 snowstorms since we moved here. I mean,
Yeah.
when we arrived, they had
There's
just had
already
a ton
snow.
of snow, and there was a lot of snow on the ground. It all
Mhm.
melted. Then a huge 10-day streak of snow came.
Wow.
It was
That's always
more
fun.
than a foot and a half, probably 2 feet. That
Okay, we don't get that
Wow.
much snow in
which
Cincinnati.
is 60 centimeters. Isn't that 2 feet?
Sounds about right.
30 centimeters, I believe,
Sounds
is 1
about
foot.
right.
It was a ton of snow, tons, and we had so much fun. And then this past week, more snow came back, and this is more snow than our children have seen in their entire lives.
I believe that.
So
In
it
Georgia.
has been really novel, been really fun, and we're really enjoying the snow.
I totally want to experience time in Germany. Like, I really do.
Yes.
I want bread.
Yeah, going to the bakery sounds like a big
Yeah.
plus.
I probably would go every day.
Uh-huh. And
She's like, yeah, you would.
being outside more and walking around sounds fabulous.
Well, I'm not going to be outside more than I already am. I'm already outside enough.
Yeah, you are out pretty much.
And so are you.
Except in the winter.
It
not
hurts.
as
I
much.
have arthritis. I don't like really cold weather. I'm more of a warmer summer girl.
You are. And that's fine. Everybody has their season, I guess.
You're summer too.
Typically, yes, I like summer more than winter.
I'm like, don't
I
pretend
don't
you're
like
over
to
there
deal with
being
the
Miss
snow
Winter
either.
Girl.
It's cold.
I mean, again, where they're coming from though is a much warmer place where they're not so used to the cold.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Um,
so many different places in the United States, like they've mentioned.
Yeah.
Some of the states up north, they have plenty of snow, and
Oh gosh. Yeah.
they're not nearly as hot as what Georgia is, where these folks came from.
I enjoyed watching this though. There was some fun stuff in here and things I hadn't thought of. And if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And again, we hope you have a very Merry Christmas. We're not done. We'll be back, but
Yes,
that
we
made
will.
it sound like I'm not going to see you till Christmas. And that sounded deceptive. But I know we had some questions there. And if you guys could answer those for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. Because we learn a lot from the comments too, just as much as we do a lot of the times from the videos we watch.
Yeah, sometimes more so.
Yeah, that's true. And hey guys, we always say certain things at the end of our videos. Not everybody always understands what we're referring to. We're talking about Jazz and Tyson. Those were our 2 dogs that were our everything. Our kids with fur. They changed our lives in a million ways.
They
And
definitely did.
yeah, we couldn't sit here and even explain that to you. And this video is not being filmed on the 11th of December. It's being filmed beforehand on the 8th. But we want to say that today it's been 3 years since we lost our little girl Jazz, who was our perfect angel. And
So sweet.
so when we say love like Jazz, be as strong as Tyson, we've lost them both. And it means the world to us to acknowledge them in every single video. We never forget them. So today,
Absolutely not.
as always, as we leave you, more than ever, please love like Jazz.
And be as strong as Tyson.